Floodwaters, we've seen this kind of all throughout our region, all those coastal areas, Marvin.
And coastal flooding is still a concern, Brenna, especially during the time of high tide heading into tonight. Those coastal flood alerts are still in effect for the entire coast, Delaware, and even inland areas as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Do not attempt to drive through a flooded road. Other than that, we're starting this Saturday morning with some bright and beautiful weather conditions right now up in the Pocono Mountains, Atlantic City, Allentown, and in Center City. You can see that the flags and the banners not really moving a whole lot. The wind isn't much of a story for us today. Here's a look at what I'm expecting for the shore. It is going to look beautiful to be out at the beach, but of course that risk for rip currents. I told you about it last weekend. I said with the hurricane getting very close to us, even if we don't have a direct impact from the system, we're going to be tracking some very choppy seas out there, and that's exactly what is expected for today with a high risk for rip currents, not only for the Jersey Shore but for the Delaware beaches. 70s for us this afternoon. Here's a closer look at today's marine forecast. The surf height between 3 and 5 feet high. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. This is for the Jersey Shore, a high risk for rip currents, and we're also holding on to that high risk for rip currents at the Delaware beaches as well, with winds out of the south at approximately 10 miles per hour. If you're going to be heading out the door soon, know that you may need a light sweater, at least if you're in Trenton. 57 degrees, that is our current temperature. Atlantic City at the airport also measuring 57, 52 in Millville. We got some low 60s for you across Dover, 65 in Philadelphia. Abundant sunshine thanks to high pressure and control of our weather pattern across the Northeast today. By noon, the mercury likely approaching near 79 degrees, and we're going to be climbing up into the 80s later today with a high closer to 84 degrees after 3 o'clock. And you can see that southerly breeze, those winds mainly out of the south at about 12 miles per hour this afternoon. Expecting a high also of 84 degrees for our friends in Trenton, Vineland near 81, tracking some upper 70s, maybe a couple of spots in the low 80s at the coast. Tums River near 82, Lancaster closer to 82, Reading 84 degrees, Allentown near 83, and zooming in into Delco, we're going to be looking at values in between 83 and 84 degrees. North Philly, you'll be closer to 84, Abington closer to 84 degrees, also Bensalem 84, and no different scenario for you in Cherry Hill, Cinnamons, and Mount Laurel near 83, Haddonfield closer to 84 degrees this afternoon. There it is, the big H, as I always like to point out on the map for you. This is basically the weather mechanism, the weather feature that's allowing us to enjoy plenty of sunshine today and overall quiet weather tomorrow as well. But this is what I want to show you here. Notice what's happening through the Great Lakes and very close to Chicago. We got that cold front. That's going to be the next push of cooler air into the region, and that likely will be happening tomorrow at night. At least that's what I'm expecting. Some thunderstorms to maybe get a little bit closer to us. In the Poconos, we're keeping the forecast dry for you there today, 76, 71 tomorrow, but we definitely have a better opportunity for noticing some showers up to the north of our area, up in the higher terrain. So here's a look at your exclusive 10-day on 10, mid-80s for this weekend. Bright today, more in the way of clouds for tomorrow. I'm expecting dry weather conditions for our entire Sunday, but it's going to be likely after dinner time and overnight when we have the best opportunity for some unsettled weather conditions across the region. Starting off Monday with a high near 84. Then we look at upper 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday, and low 80s coming back for the end of the work week.